Welcome, fight fans, to another episode of More Than a Fight podcast. This is episode 5, cinco in Spanish. I'm your host, Jose Alfredo Alcázar. Bienvenidos, and this is your co-host,
Juan.
And today we're going to be touching on the fights from this past weekend, and we're also going to be getting into a couple subjects that have popped up here and there in boxing, and then we're finally going to be getting into some MMA, right?
That's the plan.
All right, excellent. So let's get into it. We'll start with Gabriel Flores Jr. against Giovanni Cabrera on the undercard of Top Rank for Isaac
Dogboe
and Joet Gonzalez.
Joet Gonzalez. Let's start there. Yeah. So Gabe Flores, he's coming. Recent loss. He got beat by up and coming prospect from Mexico. I don't recall his name, but a few fights ago, Gabe Flores was the big thing. They put him up with a stiff test, and he got beat. He moved up in weight. This is his first fight at 135. And it was the opposite. Now it was him testing out Giovanni Cabrera, which came in undefeated, and came in with a new trainer, which was Freddie Roach. Who
came in with a new trainer?
Cabrera, that was his first fight with Freddie Roach, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Yeah, so his record was 20 wins, 7 KOs when he came in.
Yes.
The big thing was they were talking about was working on his power. Apparently it worked because in the first 7 seconds he knocked down Gabe Flores. First punch.
I think it was a combination of things. It's not even physical with Gabriel Flores anymore. I think it's something psychological with him. Because his last fight, he just took a beating, and he didn't need to take as many punches as he did. And I would imagine that weighs on a boxer, is to be taking unnecessary punishment. And his dad did not stop the fight when it was clear he wasn't going to win the fight.
Not true, but yeah, no one wants to take the first. Well, you're talking about the previous fight, right?
Yes, because
no one wants to.
I feel like that it affected this fight without a shadow of a doubt.
It did. So he figured moving up in weight was a good idea, but then they put him against Cabrera, which is known slick boxer. Maybe they thought he had no power, but obviously he showed different.
Put him down a few times. Obviously, he had some kind of power, or like I said, maybe just Gabriel Flores just wasn't ready mentally, and that was part of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
hopefully he can make it back though. Hopefully he fixes a few things, and I mean, it's a few losses. I mean,
right.
Again, since we're going to talk about MMA, there's fighters, for example, coming up, Brandon Moreno. Mm-hmm. He's always been good, but he got cut by the UFC, and now he's back. He became champion, and now he's again fighting for a number 1 contender spot to fight Figueiredo again because Figueiredo's out, but. He came back. All I'm saying is he had a few losses, fixed a few things. This is actually he trained in Tijuana his whole career. That's where he started. He always trained there. Now he's in Kansas City with a different trainer. So
okay, I'm learning. I'm learning.
And Kai Kara
this is good.
We'll see what goes about that.
I can on this.
All I'm saying is Gabe Flores should not get discouraged. It's been a few losses. He can make a few adjustments and
the number 1 adjustment he needs to make is get rid of his dad, or keep him as an advisor or some jazz, but get a trainer.
Yeah.
Get
I
somebody.
Agree. Learn a few different points of view or different tactics.
Yeah, I think he should take the rest of the year off, get a new trainer, get a fight that's not going to be this difficult. Find somebody for the guy that'll get his confidence back.
Yeah.
Because this was back-to-back bad showings. To me, back-to-back fights that should have been stopped. It shouldn't have gone the distance. There was no need to go the distance, even though Cabrera didn't put him away like I felt he could have. But for sure, he needs to go get a new trainer without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. So, and then the main event, which is you can't be. I mean, this is what would you say? Boxing fans fight. It was not someone that follows casually because
only hardcore fans.
You got to kind of be a hardcore fan to follow Dogboe and
And I put up I guess I wouldn't call it an article because I'm not on that level, but I put up a little brief rundown of the fight and why I thought it could be a good fight. And it actually turned out to be good. Not that I'm trying to give myself credit, but I'm just saying you have two guys who need to win, who've come off some very difficult losses. To me, more so Dogboe, because he took on Navarrete twice, lost twice, and I felt like those fights damaged him. And now that we were just talking about Gabriel Flores, I thought he was damaged goods psychologically as well. But thankfully, what saved him to me was a Barry Hunter.
I agree. He actually worked his corner very. I was just listening in to what Barry Hunter was saying, and all he was telling him was the correct thing,
Exactly.
and he followed. He
Well,
paid
yeah.
attention. He followed what he said, and the results came.
No, because in the early rounds, to me, Dogboe won one round through 3. He boxed well, did what he had to do, but in the 4th, he let Gonzalez come in a little too much, and Gonzalez landed a good shot to the right side because Dogboe dropped his left hand.
It was an overhand.
He was keeping his left hand low, as Andre Ward correctly pointed out, and he popped him and he stunned him. And that's right after that round is when Barry Hunter started getting in him, and rightfully so. And he started telling him, what are you doing? We worked on this in the gym. You know what you're supposed to do. Stick to the game plan. I think if he didn't have Barry Hunter in his corner, he would have lost. It might have even been knocked out.
And would have followed the same trend that when he was getting beat.
Oh, yeah.
So he changed it back, started boxing again, and pulled out the win.
And to me, as the fight was progressing, you could see him get discouraged a little bit. But like I said, Barry Hunter saved him because Gonzalez was pressuring him and was landing some really good shots. But thankfully, Barry Hunter was there, keeping him calm, as a great corner or a good corner to great corner supposed to do. That's where you see the difference. When you have a good corner and a great corner, Hunter was making sure that his fighter was staying focused and telling him, listen, this is what we worked on. You're facing some adversity, son, but I'm here with you. We're going to get through this. And I think that's what got Dogboe the decision in the end. Even though it was a very close fight, I personally didn't mind it if it was a draw, but I also wasn't mad that they gave it to Dogboe.
Yeah. I think Joet Gonzalez just needed to throw more because when he threw, he landed. He just didn't keep his foot on the accelerator.
But also you got to give credit to Dogboe, like I said, because he bounced back. He bounced back really well.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully it's not the end for Joet Gonzalez because he does have a lot of talent, and he makes a comeback also when Dogboe moves forward and fights for a title. Right.
But that being said, I mean, the truth is, 126. Who can Gonzalez beat? With all due respect, that are the top guys. There's so many great fighters at 126.
I agree.
I mean, it sucks.
He's top,
it sucks because it's not his fault that he's in this era. With all due respect to Joet Gonzalez, he gave a great fight because it takes 2 to tango. And after 10 rounds, I was happy with what I saw. I was like, damn, that's a very good fight.
Okay.
And it's just, who can he beat? With all due respect.
Let's see what he comes with next fight, and we can go from
that. Yeah. But even Isaac Dogboe, if he takes, I say stay away from Navarrete. He's beat you twice. Yes, Barry Hunter did a great job, but I don't see him beating Navarrete.
Isn't Navarrete fighting at 130 now? Or not?
No, he's still at 126. He's a champion.
So Dogboe went from 122 to 126, right?
Yes.
And Dogboe is very undersized, I'd say.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. But even, I mean, maybe he can take on Mike Conlon? Or who else is there? I'm trying not to pick anyone that's, because there's Josh Warrington, there's Lee Wood, there's
That's who he says he wants, though. He wants Josh Warrington.
Who?
Dogboe. Was it Dogboe that called him out? I thought I saw that.
I think Warrington knocks him out.
I don't think so. We'll see.
He knocks him out. But anyway, there's just a lot of good fights.
Yeah. So, what do you want to touch on next?
Let's touch on this coming weekend when we're referring to Danny Garcia against Jose Benavidez Jr., which I'm starting to get a little more excited about this fight only because I'm not sure how both of these guys are going to look at 154 because this is both of them, or this is their first fight at 154.
Yeah, no. I'd say Benavidez is the bigger fighter. He fought at 147 till now, but I've seen them next to each other. Yeah, Benavidez looks like the bigger fighter. Let's see.
Speaking of bigger fighter, wasn't Benavidez's last fight at a catch weight? It wasn't 154, but I'm pretty sure it was a catch weight.
I think you're right, but thing is, he didn't fight for so long. He didn't want to cut all that weight.
He's part of that group of inactive fighters I feel like
Oh, he has a reason though. He has one leg.
No, I know, but when he fought Terrence Crawford, his next fight
I
was
don't
like
remember.
a year to 2 years later, something
Yeah,
crazy
I
like
know it
that.
was a
It's like,
while. So,
bro,
so
come
Danny
on, man.
Garcia is talking about how it was just up on the screen. His sixth toe gonna help keep him balanced over Jose's one leg.
No,
So,
I saw
I
that
mean,
up
it
on
was
the
a
screen. I just
joke,
think it's
but
disgusting. But hey,
yeah.
let's just.
Let's see how Garcia looks at 154. I appreciate how he counterpunches. You don't think he's all that great, so
No, my biggest issue with Danny Garcia is always going to be what I felt I pointed out to you many, many times, and
Mhm.
you would always ignore me. Is
Which
the
was
man doesn't let his hands go, and that's why he never became what he could have become at 147. You can't beat a champion if you're not going to realize this is a championship fight. I got to put it all on the line. But he did it every time there was a title on the line, or at least against significant fighters. He wouldn't let his hands go.
Errol Spence. He probably won the
And if
last
you
two
listen
rounds,
to
but he
that
should have
fight,
got
at
that.
one point, his dad tells him, "You got to let your hands go, Danny.
Yeah,
This is the fight.
he waits.
This is the guy." And he never did. Same thing when Thurman beat him.
Oh yeah. No, it's always to the last two rounds when it's too late when he tries to step on the gas and
Yeah.
a little too
But
late.
you always were higher on him than I was.
Yeah, no,
Let's keep it
I
real.
appreciate how he fights. So
Not that I'm saying you were wrong, but
let's see. So I'm assuming you say you have Benavidez though this Saturday.
I'm kind of, depending on how much I make this week, I might put some money on
All right,
Benavidez.
all right. We'll see how that goes.
I think he's like you pointed out, he's the naturally bigger guy to me.
Yeah,
Even at 154, I think he's the naturally bigger guy. The only issue is how motivated is he? Because his dad rightfully pointed out, if my son doesn't win this fight, that's all she wrote.
that's true.
Go find something else to do.
Hey, maybe he wants to be like his brother. I'm sure his younger brother at that. That's dominating
Yeah.
168. But
What's funny is it started out as Jose was the guy that was going to be it.
yeah,
And then David
and
now is the guy
Jose
that
was
is
great
it.
till he got shot, and then that kind of
Well, yeah. But that's why you should be living the right life. But hey, never mind. No. I feel like
something to watch on Saturday.
My bad.
I know I'll be watching for sure.
Oh no, yeah, it'll be a good fight. It'll be a very good fight. And speaking of Saturday, just to touch on it really quick, I know in the UK they're gonna have Chris Billam-Smith against Isaac Chamberlain, and those are cruiserweights. I was thinking light heavyweight, but they're cruiserweights. This could be an interesting fight for the simple reason that I would like to see the winner take on Joet from New Zealand.
Isn't the
Or
guy
no,
that
New Zealand.
Canelo
I'm
was
sorry,
calling
Australia.
out?
My bad, Australia.
The guy that Canelo was calling out, is he still a champion at that weight?
Yes. Mukabu.
Mukabu, yeah. So
But no, if I'm either of them, I take Chris. I take if I'm Opataya, I take the winner of this fight before I fight Mukabu. Have you seen Mukabu's head?
yeah, I have.
That's a big ass head. I'm sorry, I
Oh,
don't want to be
he's a
hitting
big
that
guy.
thing.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not trying to.
yeah.
I'm
No,
sorry,
J.O.
Mukabu,
Pataya,
but
man,
bro,
you surprised us all. Just, I mean, we don't give him enough credit. So
who?
Opataya,
Oh yes.
yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's
Brady's
why
was
I would
champion
love
for
to
a
see him
while.
fight the winner of this fight. Assuming his jaw, because I tried to look it up, like what the recovery time was, or try to search something on that.
Mm.
I couldn't find anything. So, any Australian fans, I hope maybe we have one or two help us out with that, please. If you guys have some information that we can't seem to get over here in the States, I'd love to find out what they have announced his recovery time will be. That way we can figure out, okay, let's say Chris Billam-Smith wins or Isaac Chamberlain. When could we potentially see that fight? So that would be some nice information to get, or we'll try to seek out Twitter.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and
Yeah.
Brady's too. Hopefully, well, he's getting a little older, but
Well, he said he wants the rematch.
he wants the rematch. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And then I wanted to touch on briefly, only because to me it's a significant announcement for more reasons than one, and I'm referring to the undercard of Usyk Joshua 2. They just announced the complete undercard, but the one that sticks out to me is Ali versus Nova, Ramal Ali, that is. And the reason to me this is a big deal is for the obvious fact that this fight is taking place in the Middle East, in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. this is like, I don't think it's gonna be understood how big it is right away, for the simple fact that I wonder if people understand how difficult. I don't want to say difficult. Difficult might not be the right word, but for women to be featured in a sporting event in the Middle East is a huge thing. It's a huge deal, only because of everything that they have to go through. I guess that's the best way to put it without getting too sensitive.
Yeah, I'm glad they're finally getting over that hurdle and putting them
I think it's a definite sign of them trying to be more progressive, especially with women. And I think this is a massive thing. And then Ramallah Ali, uh, she has a quick turnaround. She fought on the undercard of Derek Chisora and Kurat Pulev.
That was a few weeks
So
ago.
that's, yeah, exactly. So that's a quick turnaround. So that's a props to her for taking on the fight. And I think she probably took it because she understands that this is a, I don't want to sound too
She's gonna be the first
hyperbole, but
one.
this is a historical
Yeah.
moment
So
that
hey,
they're going to fight in the Middle East, two women featured on such a huge card. So that's, I think it's great, not only for women's boxing, but for women in general, especially in that region of the world. And I'm excited for it. I with all due respect to Miss Nova, I've never seen her fight, but this is a huge announcement, and maybe it will have future a future historical timeline, and people will point at it years from now and go, "That's when it changed." That kind of deal, or at least to me, that's why I wanted to point it out, because I think it's a significant thing. Yeah.
well, we'll be tuning in for that. And Joshua Usyk.
Oh yes, and the other thing about that, now that we're touching on it,
Yeah,
is I could be wrong, but I have not heard anything about who's going to have the international rights to that fight. In other words, it sounds like Sky Sports is going to have it in Europe, but I thought DAZN was going to have it over here in the United States or internationally. To my knowledge, they have not said who has it,
I guess we'll
which
find out
which is
soon.
odd, because what's today? We're July 26th, so
Right.
we're less than a month away from it going down, and still, to my knowledge, again, I'm not sure if some fans know. Please comment or give us a link of some kind of update, because to my knowledge, they have not announced who has the international rights just yet.
We'll find out soon, hopefully.
Yeah. And then the last little tidbit I want to throw in there is I'm excited for the undercard more and more of Canelo Triple G on September 17th, for the simple fact they just put Gabe Rosado in there.
He always brings it. He always, no matter what, win or lose, he's always going to be in there and give a
Yes.
great showing.
I love Gabe Rosado. He's the perfect example of what boxing needs to do when people lose. They are still able to come back and put on great fights. And Gabe Rosado is the ambassador, or should be. He should be the poster child for that. Just because you have one loss, two losses, like we were talking about Gabriel Flores, doesn't mean it's the end of your career.
Mm.
Pick yourself up. Use Gabe Rosado as an example if you're Gabriel Flores Jr. and get back in there.
And Gil Rosado's fighting, what was it, Akhmadev or?
Yes, Akhmedov.
And I'm not
I
that familiar with him. I
Yes,
saw
I'm
he has
gonna
one
have to
loss
do
on his
some
record.
research on him.
But
But we already know anybody with that last name is gonna be tough. And I'm not trying. I'm just saying, all those cats from that region of the world are not a walk in the park. And he fought Beck the Bully, who was, I'm sure, from that region.
yeah,
Well, he knocked Beck the Bully out. I'm sorry, but
yeah, I know he caught him, but
well,
9 times out of 10, I said Beck.
eh, well, he got
Sorry.
knocked out.
Yeah, I know.
That's the point.
The one that counted, Gabe won.
Yes, sir. All right. And this will be the debut of our mixed martial arts. Am I right?
Yeah, that's what
I'm
we're
actually
gonna do right
excited.
now. So,
You're
uh,
not wrong. So we're going to be talking about UFC 277.
And really quick, that's our man John, and he's jumping in. I'm basically gonna be learning here, because I'll be honest, I know the UFC, but I don't know as intimately as these gentlemen do. So mainly, I'm gonna be listening because I want to learn as much as possible. Again, I do know the UFC, but I don't know it the way they do. Take it away, gentlemen.
So we have Pena versus Nunes 2 and Moreno versus Adkar times 2. So we're going to be starting off with Pena and Nunes. 1, who you got? Who you got? You think Nunes is going to come out, take it over,
I
or
yeah, Nunes did not look like herself last fight. She got winded after one round also, and that's just unlike that's just not her. I don't think I think she took the fight lightly, didn't train how she should have, and she is a new mom, so she has a lot going on also. I did watch the countdown, the embedded. She well, at least what they show, of course. Looks like she's putting in the work. So yeah, I got Nunez taking her title back.
I have to agree with you. Even though it could be that Pena just has Nunes' number, you know what I mean? Like just that one fighter who just won't ever work with. You know, the
Right.
styles make fights, right?
Well, she is she's a wrestler also, which again, well, second round when she took her down last fight, Nunez didn't want to be there no more, as you saw. She took her down with ease, but she tapped like 1 second in. So
You guys mind if I chime in real quick?
yeah, go for it.
Because I remember watching this fight, and for me personally, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
To me, it seemed like Nunez was in that point of her, was in like that space where I've beat so many people that I'm a little tired. That's how she looked to me that night. Me personally, I don't know what you guys think about that take.
100% right. Like there was nobody else for her to fight. Nobody in 145.
Yeah.
Nothing in
Poor Kayla Harrison though. She lost on
what?
a big payday with that one.
Because,
I
like I
mean,
said, with all due respect, I'm not. Again, I'm learning, but to me, just using my the eye test, it looked like she gave Pena the fight in a certain sense.
there is a lot of pressure being champion though. Anderson Silva said he was relieved when he lost his belt. He was tired
Okay.
of being champion. I don't know if that makes sense. We're not fighters. We're not
Dude, that's
champions.
a great point because to me, that's what I felt like I saw. But like I said, that's just me. That was
Yeah.
my point of view.
Mania was coming in after what? 2 years off?
Well, she did have a baby. Uh, I'm not sure on her time off, but yeah, no, she had a little gap there.
So she jumped the line because there was nobody left Nunes. You know what I mean?
If I'm not mistaken, she had one fight months prior, and then got the title fight. I don't remember who she beat, but yeah, and let's go to the co-main. I'm actually more excited about this fight. It's a rematch. It's Kai Kara France versus Brandon Moreno. The first fight, stand up war. Moreno edged it, and Kai Kara France, he's on a little winning streak right here. Moreno tied with his last with the guy Kai Kara France beat just his last fight. He drew with him a few years back.
Uncle Ev. Oh, no, not Uncle. Askarov.
Askarov.
Yeah, he was. I wouldn't say he was winning the fight the first round,
Right.
but he definitely took care of business.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
It was,
Oh,
I'd
March.
say 3 years ago, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, no, the original fight?
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this was her second fight. To be honest, because when I saw the two, I'm like, oh wait, it's a rematch.
No,
So
because Hikaru was just coming up. Moreno, I think maybe just came back.
yeah, like we were saying
Gotcha.
about losses, Moreno had a little bad streak 3-4 years ago with the UFC and got cut.
See,
got cut twice.
Yeah,
Remember
he got
Ultimate
cut twice. Yeah.
Fighter and regular UFC.
See, I never knew that. I never knew he got cut. I thought he was just like this up and coming star, and he took on Figueiredo, and that's what like launched him.
No, he had a few fights, fought Figueiredo, and I mean he surprises all.
Oh dang! See, I didn't know that.
No,
Good
and
to
that's
know.
why it was a huge deal. You know,
In my eyes, he beat him
yeah.
a few times.
And so I'm gonna have to take. I think Moreno. I mean, Hikaru looked really good last fight. He looks really good right now, like just shape wise.
I think Moreno, if he is getting tagged up in the field, he does have a very good chin. He can take it to the ground, and I think his ground game is much better.
But that's what I was gonna ask you guys. Like, who has the better stand up and who has the better ground game?
I'd say
Let's say
well,
Moreno both.
I think Moreno has both, but yeah, Kai Kara France has no quit in him, and his stand up has looked pretty,
And he's from City Kickboxing.
which is
Adesanya,
producing.
like all the killers. In
Yeah, all the
New Zealand.
killers, man.
Oh, so he's Australian.
Oh, he's New Zealand.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, no, see, I'm learning.
What other fight are you looking forward to on this card?
I don't know if I'm looking forward to it, but good old Anthony Lionheart Smith against Nagomad Ankalaev.
Yeah, Ankalaev is
Good
undefeated.
pronunciation.
So Lionheart, he's on a 3-fight win streak right now, I think, or at least 2 something. But he hasn't been losing. Ankalaev is on like an 8-fight win streak. So it feels like they're kind of eating.
Well, and he just beat Santos also, and Santos, we already know he's a beast.
Dude, Ankalaev looks like, I'm telling you, those dudes from that region. Right when you see cats
when you
like
see
that,
you're
like,
just
okay,
know it's gonna be a tough fight.
it's gonna be a tough fight. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So, but Lionheart, he's been in the game for a while. Another guy, he doesn't have the best record in the world, but he's only fought top tier opponents. So.
He's only fought killer.
Yeah. So, you know what? I know Ankalaev is a big favorite. I want to say Anthony Smith pulls it off. He's gonna shock some people.
And this is how how much it shows I need to pay attention. I thought Anthony Smith was a commentator now. I didn't realize he was still fighting.
You're confusing him from Jimmy Smith or something.
No. Anthony Smith does commentating, right?
Huh?
Yeah,
he does commentating.
Oh, he does work on the desk. You're right.
See? Okay,
oh, okay. So you threw me
damn
off.
credit. I
Okay.
pay attention.
Alfredo does pay attention. You're right. I'm the one that was dumb there.
I'm working on it. I like his suits, is what it is.
Yeah.
No, sometimes he has nice suits. I'm just saying.
Then I gotta touch on the homie, Mage.
Oh, wait, hold on. That's Derek. My balls are hot, Lewis.
Yep, that guy.
That's how I know. I think that's how a lot of people know.
That was the best post-fight interview ever.
Yeah,
got everyone off guard. It was great.
Now, the guy he's fighting,
Pavlovich.
But yeah, he's on a 3-fight win streak, 3 first-round finishes. Lewis is coming off the knockout loss from Tai Tuivasa.
Oh, I think we watched that.
Where do you think you stand? Is this Derek Lewis's chance to get back in the race?
Well, I think that's it because this guy's on a tear. Or yeah. No, I mean Lewis has to win. He can't go on a 2-fight losing streak.
And these are 2 bangers, so it should be interesting.
It's gonna be. It's gonna end early. I don't think it's gonna go all the way.
No, somebody's getting.
Derek Lewis, all it takes is one punch. And he's as tough. I mean, he's as tough as can be.
It is in Dallas, so he doesn't have to worry about the Houston hometown.
Yeah, he's mentioned that the hometown is not his thing because he feels too much pressure.
Oh, I didn't realize it was in Dallas.
No, he's from Houston.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, I know, but yeah.
Oh yeah, UFC's in Dallas.
Wait, what's the distance between Dallas and Houston, John?
Like
not too much, right? Oh,
maybe it's not that close.
Not that bad. It's
like
better than 8 hours.
And I do have to mention the feature prelim, Moreno. Always like the Great White. Always like watching him fight. He's on a winning streak, and he's going to be fighting against Alex Moreno versus Matthew Semmelsberger.
That's a hell of a name.
Yeah, should be an interesting fight. I think that's one of the prelims I would keep my
right.
And real quick, what weight class is that, or like how big are these dudes?
They're 170 for Moreno.
Okay, that's not.
So at weigh-in, they're your size, but outside of weigh-in, they're much bigger.
Yeah, but no, that's different. Oh, I gotta work out.
But yeah, I'm excited to see us start doing a little bit more MMA.
Absolutely. No, I think I dig this actually because now I'm learning and then I can ask questions and then I feel like I can be that fan from the outside looking in. That's like, okay, I got to do a better job of doing.
On that note,
listening and paying attention.
On that note, me and John are about to watch Dana White's Contender Series because it's Tuesday and Tuesdays from now on are going to be freaking great.
Yeah. I forgot, man. I'm still, like I said, I'm still getting used to I'm still learning more and more about the UFC and wonderful Dana White because I have a lot of issues with him.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, he's forced to watch it because of us, but
no, but there's some good fights.
One day, maybe he'll just pick up the remote.
Moreno's from Tijuana. I gotta pay more attention to him. Yeah. Tijuanenses are awesome.
And before we go away,
yeah, you're right.
Before we end this, we want to say thank you to Renton.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
He's sponsoring today.
Oh yeah.
And, our man Renton, you.
He is He has his own little company, Yutong Realty.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
we'll tag his Facebook down here. Hit him up
Yeah,
with any
and we'll try to put in the comments in the
yeah, and
description.
anything real estate. He's got you guys.
Absolutely.
Best in town.
And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. More so comment because it was a little bit of both. This is our first episode with both content. And please let us know. And of course, we're working on the audio. John's doing an awesome job with graphics. And yeah, thank you guys. We'll see you in the next round.
Yep.